Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. My guest is Paul Chamberlain. Paul is a partner and the head of employment law at JMW Solicitors. So, Paul, I understand that the government has extended the seasonal workers visa scheme. What particular sectors is this aimed at?
Thanks, Dominic. Good morning. Well, the seasonal worker scheme was a bit stop-startish. There was a problem with it. Or it was effectively curtailed around about Brexit time. But of course, since then, we've had a significant reduction in the number of overseas workers into farming and agriculture, horticulture generally, and that's left crops rotting in fields. It's been a real problem for those who are working in that sector. So this is aimed at persuading people from overseas to come back to do the jobs that they were doing before Brexit in that sector, just to make sure that we've got a decent supply of produce.
And so, Paul, you mentioned it's aimed at people who were working prior to Brexit from overseas. So what does it mean for those people who want to come back in terms of visas?
Well, it gives them an opportunity now to maybe do what they were doing. A lot of people left. I mean, a lot of people stayed, of course, but a lot of people left when Brexit was announced. They decided not to stay in the UK. They were, to some extent, rightly fearful about how things might pan out. So the seasonal worker scheme is allowing people who maybe had that experience before and who were earning a decent wage here in the UK to come back and continue effectively where they left off. The visas are designed to last for 6 months. And I think the government's view is that once we've seen how things pan out during the course of this year, the scheme may well be extended. In fact, they have already announced it'll be extended to 2024, but I think they will be giving a lot of credence to the evidence that comes in during the course of this year to see whether or not it ought to be extended beyond then.
And you talk about that extension, Paul. Is there a limit to the number of visas that are going to be issued, and how can you help employers who would like to sort of get this up and running, really?
Yeah, well, the initial limit was 30,000. There would be 30,000 visas available under this scheme. The government have since confirmed that they are considering whether it would be appropriate to increase that number by a further 10,000. So we could have 40,000 available by the end of the year. What can we do to assist? Well, as people who will have heard these little podcasts before, Dominic will know, we have a very substantial corporate immigration offering based ostensibly out of our London office, although we do a little bit of that work here in Manchester. And if there are employers listening to this who are interested in exploring the scheme and asking for assistance or seeking assistance in relation to those visa applications, then they can contact me. I can pass their details on to our corporate immigration team and take it from there.
Paul, thank you very much for your insight. And if you would like to speak to Paul, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.